Signs and symbols rule the world, not rules and law. Confucius. The time is coming when everything that is covered up will be revealed, and all that is secret will be made known to all. Luke, chapter 12, verse 2. The language of symbols is being revealed. The trident is one of those symbols we're seeing much more of, showing up all over the place. I've covered this subject in a lot of my other videos. I do believe in the language of symbols, and this is something I decipher quite often. I do believe that symbolically we're seeing a return of the ancient gods. Notice the quotation marks there. This could also be considered a demonic army, or the army of the devil for the final battle. You can include Isis, Apollo, Zeus, Neptune. Because I believe that we're living in that season. I am not a date setter. I don't know dates, times, or whatever for whenever the final battle will take place, but I've been following this for many years now. This is what I do. So I definitely believe that we're seeing this. We're seeing a lot of these ancient demons being called back, being summoned back in to this realm right now. The Percy Jackson films, I feel, are a really good representation of this. Essentially, you can look at Percy Jackson as an Antichrist type figure. Again, this is symbolically speaking. And in the movies, you see him as the symbolic Antichrist, summoning back all these ancient gods for this final battle. They are all connected through Percy, a symbolic Antichrist. So the Trident returns. The Trident is one of these symbols that we see coming back more and more in our culture and entertainment. We also find it connected with a lot of the modern mysteries that have been happening here recently. There's a famous Maserati commercial that played during the Super Bowl not long ago. And during that commercial, the whole idea was about a secret group lying in wait and waiting to strike. And of course, the Maserati symbol itself is a trident, as you can see right here. And then we have the Ukraine. Of course, the Ukraine's national emblem is also the trident. We know there's a lot of things happening in the Ukraine right now. It's very much a hot spot in the world. It's also interesting to note that the combined effort in the Ukraine actually has a name, and the name is Operation, you guessed it, Rapid Trident. And of course, we also have the Malaysia Airlines. This was the airlines with the famous disappearing plane you're all familiar with now. But if you look at the Malaysian Airlines logo and you twist it over on its side, again, you're going to have the trident. And of course, there have been a lot of connections made with the trident on the Malaysia Airlines, connecting that with the World Trade Center Trident Memorial. Many of you may not be familiar with this, but there's actually a Trident Memorial set up for the 9/11 attack. And something else very interesting about the trident as a symbol. It's actually a symbol for psychology, and it represents the penultimate letter of the Greek alphabet, PSI, which is also the first letter of the Greek word, I can't pronounce it, but Suki, perhaps? P-S-U-C-H-E? Of course, that's meaning mind or soul, from which the term psyche arose. I thought that was a very interesting connection to the trident. After all, the devil is trying to capture our imaginations and minds, is he not? People always talking about the Illuminati. Who's the Illuminati? We want to see the Illuminati. You can actually find them through their organizations, and the Trident Commission just happens to be one of them. This is supposed to be a nuclear disarmament coalition. It was created in July of 2014 with direct connections to Kissinger, who's about as Illuminati and New World Order as you can get, also connected with the UN and with NATO, the Trident Commission. Again, the Trident. And so here's what I was wanting to show you that I recently found on the television series Gotham. Gotham is all about Gotham City, which is where Bruce Wayne is from, and all the characters from the Batman DC universe from this area. So this is a new television show kind of about the beginnings of Gotham and all these great characters they've created throughout the years. So I found it interesting in the first few minutes of the second episode, entitled Selina Kyle, which has to do with young Catwoman, we find the Trident Intercontinental Shipping Company. I thought it was very interesting. They take all the guessing out of it for you, because not only do they have the Trident symbol, notice that they also added in the Devil's Tail, and the Devil's Tail itself is actually creating a swoosh, or a ring around Saturn. So you have Saturn symbolism there, you have your Trident, and of course you have the Devil's Tail. And there's more. Check this out. And this is just a screenshot from the episode where Detective Gordon is trying to figure out the symbol and what it means. At first he thinks it's a fork on a plate, and of course we find out later it's the Trident. And this right here is truly the most telling part of the entire episode. The whole idea of the Trident Shipping Company, what they're doing is, this whole episode is about a couple of criminals who are kidnapping children, and then they're sending them through this Trident Shipping Company to somebody called the Doll Maker, I believe the name was in the show. But one of the police detectives at one point say these kids are being sent there as food. So we have the Trident connection. We know the Trident is definitely one of the symbols that's out there right now, connecting with a lot of the things happening in our world. This is the way the Illuminati works. This is the way the beast system works, the Antichrist system. We don't know exactly what they're doing, maybe, at this point, but it's all being revealed, and we definitely know something's there. But just do a little research on all the many child pedophile rings that are busted. A lot of the connections with the government, with the royals. They found dead bodies and bones on the land out there of the royals, out there in the woods, and that's not just once, it's happened a few times. So this kind of thing is happening. We know it's real. It's very interesting they actually put this into the episode, that they're shipping children off to some nefarious group as food. Okay, I thought that was interesting, and this is one of the shots in the episode I thought was most telling. So here's all the kids inside one of the containers, and then the container door shuts, and of course it is the Trident Intercontinental Shipping Company. Anyway, I just wanted to share that with you folks. I see this kind of stuff all the time. It's definitely not, it's not imagination. I'm not reaching here. This is very real. I may not know exactly what the Trident has to do with all this right now. I just get pieces of the puzzle, just like many of you do. Keep an eye on the Trident. The Trident has returned. Hey, thanks for watching.